Good morning. It's gonna get weird again, okay? And I also have something after that I'm going to record about something else, but you never know. It might be something to do with this somehow. So hopefully nothing gets playing. I'm gonna turn my volume down because sometimes these ads run. But anyways, here we are from the Lighthouse News team, from the weird side. As the government expands UFO investigations, a new group forms for pilots who have spotted them, okay? And you know all the things that the Pentagon's put out and blah, blah, blah. So is government hiding the UFOs or the technology? Is it a breach of security? Well, these are all questions that we have, but there is a whistleblower. Okay, and it gets quite sticky. But David Grusch, okay, Grusch, actually has approval to speak about these things. Yep, about the craft and its non-human origin. Yep, so let's get into a couple of things that they're saying, and then I'll play a video that I collected this morning. A whistleblower says the United States government has in its possession UFOs of non-human origin. UFO stories continue to be an incredibly hot topic, as you all know. You know, little green men, little grays, lights in the sky, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, you know, different other skinwalker things, and a lot of people relate lights in the sky to the things on the ground in unison or before or after. There's some communities who like to keep Bigfoot things and UFO things separate. They don't think that they are connected. So people have all kinds of opinions. However, opinions are opinions, theories are theories, hypotheses are hypotheses, hippopotamuses are hippopotamuses. Anyway, so the bombshell UFO report claims existence of hidden programs. Grusch claims recoveries of non-human origin objects, including intact vehicles, have happened for decades by the government, contractors, and allies, according to the debrief. So there's been people that have interviewed Grusch. So publicly known, you know, of different wars that have gone on, different military things that have gone on. They've seen them. So generally speaking, there are a lot of people who make one claim without much support. So, but Grusch's credentials speak for themselves, but he's far from alone. The non-human intelligence phenomenon is real. We are not alone. Retrievals of this kind are not limited to the United States. So a lot of us know that, you know, the UK also has had a lot of voice in this. So intelligence officer Jonathan Gray has also told the outlet Gray holds a top secret clearance and is described by the debrief as a, let's see, oh, my thing just skipped. Well, he's an officer, okay? So he's retired Army Colonel Carl Nell told the debrief his assertion concerning the existence of terrestrial arms race sub rosa over the past 80 years focus on reverse engineering technologies of unknown origin and fundamentally correct. This thing just goes on and on and on, guys. I just kind of wanted to come up here and make you guys aware of what they're putting out, and that our own government has now said and given him permission, this man named Grusch, to speak to us. Is this the start of something? Is this something that's going to be the shock to the world, coming to a backyard near you or a field near you? You know, the footage over the military base in California back in 2021 was nothing short of absolutely shocking, right? Will the public ever learn the full truth? That's another question. Are aliens among us? Is there a more simpler explanation? So, however, Grusch's claim is that there very much non-human crafts exist. Sound off with your UFO theories. Yep. So, let's see. So, remember when Bird talked, and this man who was really respected, remember what happened with that? So David Grusch is a veteran of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, the NGA, National Renaissance Office, okay? The NRO has given information to Congress and the intelligence community, Inspector General. That information has been hidden about deeply covert programs that he says possesses retrieved intact and partially intact craft of non-human origin. Grusch claims recoveries of the non-human origin objects, including intact vehicles, have happened for decades, as I just mentioned a little bit ago. We are not talking about origins or identities. The material includes intact and partial intact vehicles, Grusch explains. One of the claims Grusch made to Congress is the existence of a publicly known Cold War and recovered and exploited physical material. And I'm sure you guys remember the whole Project Blue Book thing. I'm just going to skim through this really quick. So, again, this top clearance and is described by the debrief as a generational officer. So, let's go over to this other one. Let's see. Okay, so the first active duty military pilot to come forward to Congress about his experience with so-called unexplained aerial phenomena is starting a first of its kind nonprofit group to support other pilots who see things that cannot be explained. And I know I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to give you guys this picture of what's been going on with this upcoming launch of this man speaking, and letting all this stuff out. And again, our own government has given him permission due to whatever reason that they have. So there's also other people too that I believe will be coming forward from the declared drone attacks on Moscow apartment buildings and Chinese spy balloons. Who knows what we're going to learn. Yeah. So, and again, they don't tell us until later, until like way later. They don't say anything as things are happening because they got to do their investigations and their talks, and a lot of those talks end up, people go silent during these times. Some people are even said, or they're told, don't speak about this. But why now? Why are they letting this out now? They're going to let this man speak. So I want you guys to listen to this.
Both Leslie and Ralph and I have done very methodical checking into his background. We've assessed his credibility, and more importantly, we've verified with many independent sources that he is who he says he is. He's basically the guy, he's one of the guys who quite literally was involved in putting together the presidential daily briefing for the President of the United States. He was cleared so highly with his top secret SCI compartmented clearance that he was given access to over 2,000 special access programs. And before any of you leap to conclusions and assume that he's another Edward Snowden or another person who's breaking the law to bring this information to the public, the extraordinary thing about Dave Grusch's revelations are that he is making them under the authorization of the Defense Office Pre-Publication Security Review. He has been approved by the US Department of Defense to do the interview he's done with me and with Leslie Kean and Ralph Blumenthal. I like to think, I'd hope, that this indicates a pleasant level of openness by the US Defense Department. But as Dave candidly has told me, he believes it's more a necessity for the US Defense Department. He's determined, he wants to tell his story, and I think they see the DOPSA review as a way of trying to control his narrative. But it's hugely significant because essentially he has put what he wants to talk about to the US Defense Department, and he has received approval from the US Defense Department to talk about what he reveals to both Leslie Kean and Ralph Blumenthal and myself.
When you say crash retrieval, what do you mean?
These are retrieving non-human origin technical vehicles, call it spacecraft if you will. It's probably not the right parlance, but no kidding, non-human, exotic origin vehicles that have either landed or crashed.
We have spacecraft from another species.
We do, yeah.
How many?
Quite a number.
Hey y'all, today's June 5th, 2023, and I got an alert over my phone and I was stripping and making the bed, and then my daughter texted me. That I answered, and then I looked and she was right. So there was a sound alert for a air quality alert. We don't get those. Well, this morning prior to all this, I was reading something, and helicopters will be dropping pesticides on New York. Now, this is New York City. The summer is not even officially here, and already people across New York State are complaining about the heat and the bugs. If you're outdoors, there's going to be elements of heat and bugs. But anyway, so the complaints have, risen in the city, and apparently people who live in the city don't think they should have bugs. I don't know. The wet weather in April has led to the spike in amount of bugs. We haven't had rain in like a month. Hopefully we're going to be getting rain tomorrow. It's like an 80% chance. I know, I hear you. Even she's upset. So, the wet weather in April is what they're blaming it on. I went outside and I cleaned off our porch this morning, and I've been outside a couple of times since then, and that's what I sound like. It's gotten worse. So, the reports that soon you may see or hear helicopters dusting or spraying to kill mosquitoes in portions of New York, but the officials are quick to inform that they will be limited action in populated areas. Okay, so I've heard that people in New York City heard helicopters. This was like a day ago or this morning or overnight. This article did not come out until today. So with that being said, I'll show here an alert that I got over my phone. Now, mind you, here where we live in the Adirondacks, everything's out of Albany. So all of the alert systems come issued by Albany, New York, which is the state capital. So that's the reason they're giving. Now, mind you, we've had issues with air and cloud cover with that carrying of smoke from the wildfires in Canada. But yeah, so they've got all these places that they're spraying, and it's all seems to be in the city, yet we have an air quality control. The tree pollen is high, and that's what I thought it was for. However, there's a bunch of other things listed as well. So, yeah. I know. She just came in from outside, and I made her come in. She's whining because she wants up in the chair with me. There's no doubt that you have been fighting off black flies in the park and in the backyard, and they may be small but pack a bloody bite. But the issue will be nasty mosquitoes, and there will be a massive effort to prevent the spread of West Nile virus in New York. Of course, there's that other thing too that begins with a P, with the ticks. They're saying that these insects are spreading these issues. So Thursday, Friday, and next Monday, weather permitting, a helicopter will spray parts of Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. They avoid residential areas, but warn that people who have respiratory issues should stay indoors and wash fruits and vegetables that may be exposed. This is where my long pause of thoughts come in. They've already done this. They're putting it out after they've already done it. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. And that's it. Okay, good talk. Stay safe. Wash your stuff before you bring it inside and consume it. And people complain about the heat and bugs in the cities. So the people complain, so they just spray it by helicopter. Interesting. Y'all should come up here to the Adirondacks where we have Adirondack mosquitoes. They're a different breed of mosquitoes. They're huge. Learn ways to protect you and your family from these type of mosquitoes. I gotta beep. My laundry's done. I gotta go throw it into the dryer. I don't know. Y'all have a great day. God bless you in Jesus' name. And just have a great day. Now we got bugs hitting the window. Oof. It's crazy up in here. See ya.